If you're struggling with attracting the same types of men, men who don't pursue, men who are emotionally unavailable, men who are in their feminine, meaning they're weak, they're intimidated by you, they let you make all the decisions, all the work, tell them what to do, or you're attracting men who you're attracted to, but they just turn out to be jerks, to be honest, they're ghosting you. This is a pattern that so many women that I work with are struggling with and are really tired of it and exhausted by it and are looking to change it, to shift and transform. And if you are a single, successful woman who's trying to meet her match and your clock is ticking, that you know you don't want to waste your time, you don't want to waste your money, you want a family, you're single, you're successful, then listen up. So I'm going to start by, so this training is to give you an idea of how you can change that pattern, because time and time again on our calls with women, this is the pattern that they want to change. They say, I'm the full package. I don't understand. What am I doing wrong to keep attracting these guys who are weak, who are intimidated by me, who I'm not attracted to, or guys that I actually am attracted to, but they're not that high quality caliber, emotionally available men. He might, earn a six figure, have a six pack and be 6 foot tall, for example, but he doesn't want a relationship with you or he's ghosting or whatever. So let's talk about this. But first I want to ask you, so this is what we see. So imagine this is this first line is both of these lines are your dating life. So imagine this line is your dating life, and out of 10, so this is 0, this is 0 and this is 10. And so if I were to ask you the question, how many men out of 10 men, out of the last 10 men that you matched with, met on a date with or whatever, how many of them were actually men who you are attracted to and who you'd have a really great potential with to have a relationship? Most women that we meet who follow me and follow my work and are struggling with the same pattern, say around 2 out of 10. So only 20% of men are really great men that you'd love to be with, but unfortunately something here isn't working, so this is not progressing. And so how your reality would look like, imagine a dating reality where this is actually reversed, where 8 out of 10 men that you go on a date are great matches. So just imagine that reality. How would you feel like if 8 out of 10 men that you go out with, you'd have fun, you would have a man who would plan and organize dates and take care of you and feel safe and taken care by. And he would be a good, high quality man in his masculine energy and also emotionally available. How would your life look like? And I know for many of you who are listening to this, you probably are thinking that is impossible. I got to tell you right now that is absolutely possible. That reality has been for me when I dated my now husband. And that is a reality that women who work with me in the Claim program are seeing every day. And I'm going to show you examples of that soon. Now, the question is here that you're probably asking yourself, well, great, Anna-Rova, sounds amazing, but how the hell do I go from here to here? Because this is quite a big jump. And then also ensuring that those 8 actually want a relationship with me, right? And so this is exactly what we do in Claimed. And how I look at it, I just came up with this. I call this the 3 Ds, right? How do we shift from just attracting out of 10, just 20% of your dating pool of men are great men, shifting to 80% of those men becoming great men who you can date, have fun with, enjoy, it's easy, it's fun, and really enjoying dating. That's the thing. I see women today have so much trouble with dating, where dating is actually a period of your life. If you really think about it, it's a very short period of your life that you're supposed to have fun and enjoy. So how do we do that? How do you shift that? Well, number 1, you got to set the dating dynamic right from the beginning. You got to set the dating dynamic right from the beginning. What I mean by that is that you have to know how to filter men, starting from, creating an amazing profile, then matching with him, talking to him, and then going out on date and dating multiple men at a time. So when you set that dynamic right, and what I say by setting the dynamic right is actually leaning back and attracting and allowing men to lead, allowing men to do the work, to pursue and chase you, to set up dates, to organize it, to pay for it. Hell, I I have women in my program who attracting men who pay for their babysitters. I have a single mother. I'll show you her interview. Her name is Julie. She came out of, I think it was a 9-year marriage from an abusive relationship. And when she started to work with me, this is where she was. And she has 2 small girls. And so when she went through the process, she started doing all the work and dating. And as a single mother, it's quite hard, but she managed to do it. She dated a lot. And the men that she was actually attracting were amazing men. Like 8 out of 10 were great men. And a lot of them would actually just pay for the babysitter. What an amazing reality is that, right? So you got to set the dynamic right from the beginning. You got to know how to set it right. I see so many women making these mistakes right from the beginning. But if you set your dating funnel right and set that feminine masculine polarity right and know what to do and how to filter them out, then you're going to set yourself up for success. The second thing is that dating, the right dating mindset. What I mean by the right dating mindset is knowing how to think about dating. A lot of the times it's actually a numbers game only after you do the inner work. And this is really important because I don't teach tricks and tips and text messages and stuff like that, simply because for me, they don't work if deep down inside you feel you're not worthy. And we're going to talk about it in actually point number 3. But the dating mindset, a lot of women that we work with, and I know you're probably struggling with the same thing, you're exhausted by dating, you're drained by online dating apps, you don't trust men anymore, you don't see good role models, you watch Netflix and see all this toxic masculinity stuff. Like, of course, dating is going to be exhausting and burnt out for you. And with that energy, you actually go on dates. Like, what kind of men you're going to be attracting? So the whole dating mindset should shift from it being like a chore, like a job interview looking for a husband and finally I'm going to be done with it, right? Or something that's draining you, exhausting. If that is your experience in dating, something's wrong with that. So you got to shift from that into something that's actually looking at dating as something that's actually really exciting, really easy and enjoyable. Because I told you before, the dating period, my dating period with my husband was like, he proposed 9 months after we met. And I guess before we actually were in a relationship, we were dating for like 3-4 months. I really miss those times, right? So actually dating is actually a small time period that should be enjoyed. And you as a woman, my girlfriend, you as a woman choose, because females always choose, because we bear the responsibility of reproductive success, of parental investment and reproductive success based on evolutionary psychology. Well, that's a different subject, but just know that you as a woman make the choice and select your partner. And so for you, dating has to be enjoyable, easy, and fun. And if it's not, you got to change that. And that's why you're attracting 2 guys out of 10 that are good. Has to be 8. And the third thing, which leads me from the second point, leads me to this point, is I call it dating yourself. So dating dynamics, setting it right from the beginning is super important. Shifting your dating mindset is extremely important, but none of these can happen if you're actually not becoming the woman who will be attracting those types of men. If you're attracting men who are weak, or you're attracting emotionally unavailable men, we got to look into the mirror. I always talk about this mirror principle, that your reality of men actually attracts what you feel and think about yourself deep down inside. So we need to do this deep excavation and reframing process of your belief system, of who you feel like you're good enough for. Because a lot of the times, my client Anastasia, she gave this metaphor, if I've been driving a Honda all my life, and I never saw or thought it was possible that I could drive a Mercedes, then Mercedes is always going to be out of reach. And that's what I see a lot with women, very successful women, by the way, because we work with a lot of lawyers and doctors and bankers and medical practitioners and all that. And they're high-powered women, successful single women, and yet when they meet a guy who is at their level, who is that high-quality man that she always wanted, she doesn't know what to say, she freezes up, she becomes this little girl, she doesn't feel worthy or good enough deep down inside. So for dating to be easy and fun, for you to let go of control and let the man lead, and to enjoy the hell out of your dating, and have 8 out of 10 men be amazing and pay for your babysitters and everything, you need to be dating yourself. You need to become that woman who comes up on a date without an agenda, out of her head and in her body, in her feminine energy, who loves and enjoys being a woman and knows that she's the prize and lets men pursue her. So that's what we do in Claimed. And that's why I'm so excited to share with you today, because this is the month of May that I'm recording this video, if you listen to the podcast. And in May, May is very, very special. First of all, it's the last month of spring and we're coming into summer. And May is an amazing opportunity for you to join Claimed if you want to. There's only 20 spots left in May. And there's an incredible bonus that I'm willing to share with you. There's only 20 spots left, and we are actually increasing the investment or the price for Claimed by $1,000 on June 1st. So if you're a woman who's been following me for a while, you've been reading my Instagram posts, you've been reading my emails, and you were just waiting for something, time is now, girlfriend, because I trust me, this is actually what's going to shift the needle and change your dating dynamic. So you don't have to struggle anymore. You don't have to do the work. And why I wrote here 80-20, again, it relates to what I shared with you before, but you all know the 80-20 principle, right? Right now, what's happening in your dating life is you're spending 80% of your time to get 20% of results. You're doing the work, you're on dating apps, maybe you're reading some books and relationship programs, maybe you're going to therapy. You're doing all of this work to get 20% of the results. And that doesn't make any sense. So you got to shift that dynamic so that you, girlfriend, do only 20% of the work. And in this 20% of the work, what I mean by that, a huge part of that 20% of the work is actually the deep inner work and following a specific blueprint and a strategy in a way that's proven and a process that you take the guesswork out. I see so many women who've waited for years to join Claimed, and they're like, oh my God, if only I knew this 10 years ago, or if only I've been dating like this, 15 years ago. We have women in the program, I'll show you a video, that are in their 60s and are doing this work and seeing tremendous change and results in their dating life. So do not wait, because you don't have the time to wait. And there's how I think about this, there's only two ways to kind of get what you want. You either invest time in it or you invest money in it. And so if you're like me, I don't have the time. I'm actually a mother of two. I run my own business. I have a lot of hobbies. I've got a busy life. And so I don't, honestly, when I have a problem, something's not working in my life, I look for an expert. I look for a way where I can actually pay to get the results faster, so I can follow a proven process. What I'm offering to you here is, do not waste your time, because you don't have the time. And think about how much more enjoyable this would be for you. Your dating life could be. How many, brain cells, excuse me, how many brain cells you would actually save, and stress and anxiety and hurt and pain and all of that if you do this on your own. Of course you can do this on your own. And you can find, stuff on the internet, follow Instagram. But if you're serious about this, you want to change, you want to attract incredible men into your life and change. If you're sick and tired of it, I have an invitation for you. So your 20% of the work will actually be to invest in yourself and work with us in Claimed. Go through the process. So your dating life and your relationship with self and your belief system about yourself, relationships, and men will change forever. And all you're going to have to do after that is just put up your profiles, communicate with men, set up boundaries, but massively lean back. So you can have 80% of the results that every single woman deserves. So right now, I want to show you actually some of these results, because, I can sit here and talk to you forever, but I actually want to show you some of the results that women have been seeing as they've been working with me in Claimed. So this is Christina. This is actually her post a year after she's been claimed in an amazing relationship with a man. She says it's been a year officially since my CMM and I met. This is Ceci. So this is her man cooking. She posted, her bouquet of roses, and they're looking right now to buy a house together. This is Kelly. She's been claimed by this incredible guy, and this is her post from our Facebook group. Marbella, this is a woman of 4. And this man she met, so 12 days after she met him, he claimed her as his woman. And this, as I told you, this is a mother of 4. Bonnie is a long-time member of Claimed. I have an interview with her as well. And now they've been actually married. And they have a baby now, which is very exciting. Shanna as well has attracted incredible men. And this is her post. And then we have Natasha, who's also been officially claimed. I have an interview with both of them on my channel, on my podcast, and they're getting married soon. And of course, on my YouTube channel and my podcast, you can find all of these case studies and interviews. And I don't even remember all the case studies, but Anastasia, for example, I've just released an interview with her last week on the podcast. An incredible woman, always been looking for femininity and how to be feminine and do this dating game. And there's a whole interview with her about her journey in Claimed. And she's been in a relationship now for 4 months. This is Julie, who is that woman who's a single mother of 2 and has attracted men who paid for her babysitters, and now she's also in a relationship, I believe, for about 6 months, and they're planning to move in together. Nikki, who's been, joined the program to figure out her marriage, and since then divorced, and also has four children. I think she's got 4 children too, and has now found her committed masculine man. They're in a relationship. As I told you, we have women who are in their 60s. So this is a retired executive, Kim. She's been a lawyer, corporate lawyer for many years, and has 3 sons, 3 boys, married, I believe, 2-3 times. And so she's been going through this process and loving the journey. There's an interview I did with other 3 women. This is Marbella. She's 45, but after, Mo's in her 60s, Claudia's in her 50s, and the women are loving the program. And this is another woman of, single mother of 4. So why I'm showing you this is because I want you to know that whatever your excuse is, and I find so many, I call them excuses, to be honest with you, because I am by now, after doing the program for more than 3 years, working more than 550 women to help them attract better men, change the dating dynamic. I can tell you that whatever your story is in your head about, I have children, I have no children, I'm old, I'm too young, I'm in New York City, I'm in Seattle, I'm in this other country. Whatever that is for you, trust me, the process is exactly the same, because you need to get out of your head and out of your story. And I'll finish with this. I actually have, obviously we have clients from all over the world, all kinds of races and stories and backgrounds, but I spoke with this incredible woman who's African-American in her 40s, very successful, which is all of our women. And she's in New York, and we had a conversation with her, and she says, Anna, the statistics are against me. I'm an African-American woman, very successful in her 40s, living in New York, right? And I said, yes, let's call her Jennifer. The statistics are against you, but do you want to be a statistic? Because I'm sure that I can find at least one African-American woman in New York City in her 40s who's found an amazing man and now living her life. So can you get out of your head and out of your own story and not be a statistic? Can you create your own reality? Because it is really you create your own reality. So I invite you to take my hand and step into this new amazing reality of dating where you can change. And this is your time now in May, because as I said, the price for the Claim program is going up by $1,000 on June 1st. And there's only 20 spots available. And so if you're feeling called to talk about this more, see if this is a good fit, and make sure that this is the right thing for you, I invite you to apply for your private one-on-one discovery call. We sometimes call it a dating embodiment consultation, because there's going to be some embodiment work there. And apply for your discovery call, book your discovery call, and get in while you can now, because I'm telling you, and I'm the main coach, by the way. You're still coaching with me, but this is not going to be for long, because the program is growing. I'm going to be hiring more coaches and perhaps moving on to do bigger things. So if you want to work with me personally, because I'm the coach, and you want to join in May and save $1,000 and save yourself, oh my God, the headache, the figuring out, the brain cells, the stress and anxiety, there's going to be a button below this video. So don't know if you're listening to, go to claim.com/apply. We've opened a few extra spots on our calendar, and apply for your discovery call, and I might see you on the inside.